Hey everyone, I'm Naira and welcome to this prenatal class for the whole body. So before we start the physical practice, let's just do some breathing to really center ourselves so that we've got focus through all the physical movements. And when we concentrate better that way, we're less likely to get injured and we also just generally get more benefit from the practice. So we start seated either on some blocks or on a bolster. Cross-legged ideally. If you're not able to do this or you're just not feeling it today, you can of course sit on a chair. The most important thing is that however you're seated, that you pull the fleshy bits away from the buttocks so that you're really seated on the sit bones, the bit where the hamstring meets the bottom of the bum. Ground the sit bones into whatever you're sitting on and then grow through the crown of the head. Roll the shoulders down and back, drawing the shoulder blades together and down towards the hips. And then taking the hands with the forefingers together, the thumbs separated, place the fingers on the hip bones and the thumbs around the back. And then just close down the eyes, drop the shoulders away from the ears. And all you need to do is just sit and breathe. And as you breathe in this position, notice how the breath fills the belly, especially the lower belly and the pelvis. With every inhale, imagine sending positive energy to your baby, taking in positive energy for yourself as well. And with every exhale, just letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, anything that came before this practice, and anything that might come after. We stay in this moment with this breath as we are now, without judgment, without analysis. Just a few more breaths here. Finding length and depth in each breath, maybe noticing how the breath slows down with every inhale and exhale. And then bending the elbows, bringing them close to the ribs and having the palms facing up about the level of the shoulders. Again, making sure the shoulders are away from the ears. And as you hold the arms in this position, just taking inhales and exhales again, but this time noticing how the destination of the breath has changed and the breath is filling the chest space, the heart space. Sorry about the creaking. My partner and assistant is next to the phone, moving around on a chair. But what we need to do through the practice is any kind of sounds that we might hear, because it's normal to be distracted every day and during yoga. Just always bringing it back to the breath. And then when you're ready, raising the arms straight up into a V shape, but again, drawing those shoulder blades together and down the back, keeping the space between the shoulders and the ears. And this time, noticing how the breath has moved more into the throat and the head space. Perhaps energizing the brain, waking up the mind a little now. Just getting us a little bit more alert before the practice. Don't know about you, but I'm so tired most of the time during the pregnancy, so it's lovely to breathe and move in a way that can kind of alleviate that fatigue just a little bit. And when you're ready, lowering the arms down to the thighs, rolling the shoulders down and back, and just taking a couple of seconds to notice any changes in the body, in the mind, in the breath. Maybe you felt the baby move a little bit. Maybe you soothed it to sleep. And when you're ready, just slowly coming off the bricks, the bolster, the chair, moving anything that's on the mat out of the way so that you've got the mat free to start the physical practice. And we're going to begin on our backs. So placing both feet on the floor, hip width apart, knees are bent. Slowly lower yourself down. So coming onto your elbows first and then onto the back. And then moving the heels closer towards the bum, just so that you can graze them with the tips of the fingertips. They don't need to be too close. Keeping the feet hip width apart and really grounding them down, grounding the hands, the backs of the arms onto the mat, and maybe drawing the shoulder blades a little together. And then inhale. Exhale, feel the imprint of the lower back, the whole spine on the floor. And then on the inhale, engage the glutes, tuck the tailbone under and slowly roll up, lifting the hips. Exhale, roll down, first the upper back, then the middle, then the lower back. And again on the inhale, peeling the body away from the floor. We're just waking up the glutes here, waking up the back of the body, getting a little bit of mobility into the spine, strengthening through the glutes and the hamstrings, perhaps feeling a slight opening in the front of the body, but we don't want to feel any stretching in the abdomen area. So if you can't lift the hips all the way up so that the body's in one straight line, no problem. Just lift them to wherever feels comfortable and where you're not feeling any stretch or strain in the belly. Just doing this a few times. Rising on the inhale. Lowering on the exhale. Really nice. And then roll onto the side and use your arms to help lift yourself up. Really important through a pregnancy practice that we try never to engage the abdominals. So that's why we roll onto the side. So coming on to all fours now, hands directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. Spine is neutral. And we carry on warming up the spine. We inhale, drop the belly, open through the heart space, look forward. Exhale, push the mat away with the hands round through the upper back, drop the tailbone. Inhale, look forward, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, relax the head, shoulder blades separate, rounding through the spine. Inhale, belly drops, widen through the chest. Exhale, round through the back, push the mat away, relax the head. One more time, inhale, look forward, broadening the collarbones. Exhale, drop the head round through the back, tucking the tailbone under. Lovely, coming to neutral spine, tuck the toes under. You might want to walk the hands slightly forward. Really spread through the fingertips and press the fingers and the knuckles of the hands into the floor. Then lifting the hips high, coming into our first inverted V or downward dog. So making sure here that the head is relaxed. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. Really let that head hang. And we're not doing a classical downward dog because we're keeping the heels lifted so that we can lift the hips as high as possible and get length through the back. That's what we're really focusing on here, is getting length through the back rather than length through the back of the legs. Pressing the fingers, the knuckles of the hands into the floor. Hands are like starfish on the mat. That way you're taking the weight out of the wrists. Externally rotating the upper arms. Just breathing here. Of course, that's the most important thing, is to keep the breath going. Letting the belly go. No need to engage the belly. Just using the feet to lift the hips higher. And then slowly lowering the knees. Coming to sit on the knees for a moment. And then taking a bolster or a pillow, placing it in front of you with a blanket on the bolster, and coming into a child's pose just for a few moments, widening the knees as wide as the mat, toes are touching, so that you've got space for your belly here and we don't have any compression of the stomach onto the floor. Walk the hands forward, bring the forearms to the floor, 90-degree angle with the arms, and just place the forehead on the blanket. That way your nose is free and you're able to breathe. And just sinking the forehead into the blanket here for a moment, really letting the belly hang, just giving it space, taking the pressure off the pelvis. With every inhale, perhaps you'll feel that belly expand. With every exhale, letting the hips sink further towards the heels. And just letting the forearms support you so that you can really relax that forehead into the blanket. And by stimulating that third eye, we're again improving concentration and focus, but also tapping in to that parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, just allowing ourselves to calm down. When you're ready, slowly walking the hands back towards the knees. Really lovely. Bring the knees closer together, and you can take a moment again just to inhale and exhale, notice any changes, and then slowly moving everything off the mat again as we come to our standing sequence. So we begin in mountain pose, Tadasana, just to get our posture correct before we start. So heels against the wall, feet directly below the hips, and we tuck the tailbone under, both glutes against the wall. Roll the shoulders down and back, feeling both shoulder blades on the wall. Energy through the fingertips. We ground through the feet. We grow through the crown of the head. Just noticing those contact points, the heels, the glutes, the shoulder blades against the wall. And then walking to the front of the mat, keeping the integrity of that posture as we start our sun salutations. Feet are wide, they can be wider than the hips. We really want to make sure there's space for the belly here. Inhale, float the arms up, long back. Exhale, bend the knees, sit the bum back, fold forward, keeping the back long and straight. Inhale, step the right leg back, drop the knee, bring the hands onto the left thigh. Inhale, engage the right glute, raising the arms up. Exhale, hands to floor, coming to an all-four position. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, round through the spine, pushing the mat away. Inhale, neutral spine, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, lift the hips high to downward dog. Just holding for a couple of breaths. Let the head go, let the belly go, lift the hips high. On the exhale, stepping the right foot forward, dropping the left knee, hands to right thigh. Inhale, engage the left glute, raise the arms. Exhale, hands to floor, step the left foot forward. Inhale, sit the bum back, come up with a straight back. Exhale, arms back down to the side. Other side. Inhale, float the arms up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, sit the bum back, fold forward, keeping the back long. Inhale, step the left foot back, drop the knee. Exhale, place the hands on the right thigh. Inhale, engage the left glute, lift the arms up. Exhale, palms to floor, come to an all-four position. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, round through the spine, push the mat away. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, raising the hips towards the sky. We're back in downward dog. Breathing here. On the inhale, stepping the left foot forward, dropping the right knee. Exhale, hands to the left thigh. Inhale, engage the right glute, float the arms up. Exhale, palms to floor, step the right foot forward, bend the knees, sit the bum back. Inhale, coming up with a straight back. Exhale, hands back down to the side. Really nice. Roll the shoulders back. Close the eyes. Just take a moment to notice any changes in the body, and then coming to the wall for our standing sequence. So here we're bringing the feet, just moving my mat back, managed to shift that along the floor as I was moving. So basically you're bringing the feet about the distance of your wrists if you were to raise your arms to shoulder height. And then from here, you lift the right heel and turn the right foot. So the right foot is facing to the right, whereas your hips and your left foot are facing forward. Then you can maybe take a slightly wider stance, bend the knees, placing two blocks against the wall, one on top of the other, raising the arms to shoulder height. Now, let's check that the left heel is against the wall. The tailbone is tucked under, both shoulder blades are against the wall. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, reach the right hand towards the right. Exhale, place it onto the blocks with the fingertips or the palm of the hand, and then reach the left hand towards the ceiling. And then from here, make sure both feet are firmly grounded. That left heel is still against the wall. Lifting through the arches. Externally rotate the thighs. Both glutes in contact with the wall, both shoulder blades in contact. Open through the chest to really liberate that breath. Feeling that opening in the left side. And then exhale, look down at the blocks, bend the knees, press through the feet, calm up slowly. Lovely. Coming on to the other side. So again, both feet face forward, raising the arms, this time turning the right heel in, so you've got the left foot facing to the left, placing the blocks to the outside of the left foot. Again, we check that both glutes are in contact with the wall, the tailbone's tucked under. The shoulder blades are against the wall. Inhale, reach the left arm towards the left, place it on the blocks, and reach the right arm towards the ceiling. And here we're feeling the opening in the right side of the body. Again, right heel against the wall, externally rotating the thighs, engaging the glutes, letting the belly stay soft though. In this posture, we're really creating space, opening through the sides of the body. Just stay with the breath. We're strong and firm in the lower body. We're also toning the pelvic floor. And then we're creating lightness and space in the upper body as we breathe. Exhale, look towards the blocks. Inhale, come up. Really, really nice. Now for this next move, you might need to use a chair or two blocks. I'm just going to use one. Place it against the wall, and your foot is going to be a little bit behind the block and a few inches or centimeters, I'm actually in France, I should be saying centimeters, away from the wall. And here, you're going to bend the right knee, place your hand on the block, and then make sure that you're leaning against the wall and you feel that support of the wall before you move. Then with that right knee bent, slowly raising that left leg, and you're going to turn towards the wall and then reach the left arm towards the ceiling. Now, what's really important is that that left foot is flexed and the left leg is straight. It doesn't need to be parallel to the floor. You can have it here or even lower, just as long as it's strong and straight. You're engaging that left glute, trying again to have both glutes in contact with the wall, both shoulder blades in contact with the wall. This is a strong pose. Stay with it. Just a couple more breaths. Exhale, look towards the right hand, bend that right knee and slowly bring the left leg down. Coming up and moving to the other side. Placing the block down against you. Again, this time you've got your left feet just a little bit, your left foot, you don't have two left feet, your left foot just a little bit behind the block and a few centimeters or inches from the wall, placing your left hand on the block this time, leaning against the wall. And then slowly bending that left knee, starting to flex the foot and raising that right foot up and the right leg. So the back of the right leg is against the wall, aiming to get that right glute against the wall as well. This pose is great for circulation, great for any stomach issues. Just really energizes the body and also creates space in the belly and through the heart space. We're also, of course, strengthening the legs. Keep both thighs externally rotated here. So the left knee edging towards the left little toe. Keep that foot flexed and strong on the right leg straight, left knee can be bent. Reach with the right arm, open through the chest and breathe. Then exhale, look down at the block, slowly bend the left knee as you come down. Inhale to come up. Really great work. I mean, look how intense. It's even displaced my microphone. So I need to put that back in my trousers, but we're done with the standing sequence. So let's come onto the floor and start with the seated sequence. So here we're coming into a pose to open through the shoulders. Now I'm going to turn my back to you, apologies, but it's so that you can see the alignment of the hands, because what you want to be doing here, you've got a strap in your right hand, the left hand, and you're kneeling as well, by the way, either on a bolster, on a block. So you reach the left hand to the side, reach around, and then you've got the fingertips facing up, placing the hand between the shoulder blades. Then inhale, raise the right arm high, exhale, bend the elbow, take a hold of the strap. Now, what's important to notice here is whether you're popping out the belly and the ribs. You want to tuck the tailbone under so that doesn't happen. You also want to just hold onto the strap in such a way that you can kind of relax through the shoulders and really reach that right elbow towards the sky. Open through the heart space, grow through the crown of the head. You really can hold this for quite a long time, and it's a great pose to do as well during breastfeeding or just generally holding the baby after it's born to kind of undo all that slouching that can happen. Then exhale, release the left hand and then the right, and we come onto the other side. So I'll turn to the side so you've got an alternative view of the posture. So here you've, again on your knees, reaching the right hand this time out as far as you can, and then reaching behind, back of the hand in between the shoulder blades, fingers facing up. Then inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, bend that elbow and take a hold of the strap. Very normal to feel different from one side to the other. I'm definitely more tight in the rotator cuff of my right shoulder, and I was slightly deliberately there popping out my belly and ribs. So you can see there it's popping out. You want to tuck the tailbone under so that doesn't happen. You're probably not going to see a huge change, obviously, if you have a belly there, but you'll feel it. So ground through the sit bones, grow through the crown of the head. Watch that this left arm doesn't come forward too much, but that you're keeping it really directed towards the ceiling. And with every stretch that we do during pregnancy yoga, you do want to feel the stretch, but we don't want to have any straining or pushing or forcing at all. So just be gentle with yourself. And then gently release. And we come into another opening posture, because really what we're aiming to do through so much of pregnancy yoga is just kind of soften and open the body, ready for childbirth. So for this, you have either 2 bolsters on either side of the mat or blocks, or it can be cushions or pillows. And then we are coming onto our backs. Ideally, you've got your feet against a wall, ideally. And slowly lower yourself down. You'll see why the wall will help in just a moment. In this position, you want both soles of the feet against the wall. Then you bend the right knee and put the strap along or underneath the right foot. And before you straighten that right leg, flex that left foot so the heel is pressing against the wall. This is going to allow the left hip to stay anchored to the floor so we get the right alignment. Inhale and exhale, slowly try to straighten that right leg, flexing that right foot. What we want is just a little bit of an opening in the back of the leg. So pregnancy is definitely not the time to try and work on full splits. We know that the relaxin hormone is coursing through our body during pregnancy, and that can make us a lot more supple. Now, you might find this exciting. I certainly did at the beginning, but you actually want to be really careful to not overstretch, because we can really injure ourselves. So just go easy. We're talking about gentle opening and mobility, not any kind of extreme stretching. With every exhale, maybe flex the foot a little bit more, and then bend the right knee, and with it still bent, gently and slowly open it out to the side so it comes to rest on the bolster or brick, and then straighten that leg out. Now, you don't have to bring the leg out to the side if you're feeling any discomfort or pain. If you've got any pelvic girdle issues, do not open the leg out to the side. Just keep it facing up towards the ceiling and work on opening through the back of the leg and lengthening the spine. We're going to be doing another hip opener in just a moment anyway. Really breathing through the stretch, letting the breath help you find space, and then bending that right knee and slowly bringing that foot back towards the ceiling just for a moment, and then releasing it, and we come on to the other side. So bending the left knee this time, hooking the strap around the left foot, flexing that right foot against the wall, and on the exhale, slowly flexing that left foot and gently opening through the back of the leg. So this pose obviously does lengthen the hamstrings, perhaps the calves, but it also helps realign the hips, helps with lumbar issues, lengthening the lower back. Good for sciatica. And also the fact that we're elevating the feet above the head, it sort of acts like an inversion, which has a really calming effect on the nervous system as well. So loads of benefits in this pose. And again here, bending that left knee, keeping that right foot flexed to keep the right hip anchored, slowly open out to the left if that's what you're choosing to do. And when the leg is resting on the bolster or the brick, then slowly straightening it and flexing that left foot. Not staying here too long, but just let yourself sink into the pose. Feel a sense of surrender. So again, there's absolutely no pulling, tugging, straining, stretching. We don't want to feel any of that during prenatal yoga. we're easing into everything and we're moving through all the postures with gentleness and kindness and acceptance. Slowly bend that left knee, straighten that left leg just for a moment, and then release. You can lay both legs flat just to notice any changes that might have happened in the body. And then slowly bend both knees. Roll onto one side. Again, moving slowly. You might feel little clicks in the lower back where we sort of mobilized it a little bit, calming up. And we come to our final relaxation, which you more than deserve after that practice. So you can either have 2 bolsters here, or you can rest one bolster on some blocks, but just try and get this diagonal position with the top bolster. You need either 4 blocks, I keep losing my mic, either 4 blocks or 2 blocks and 2 cushions. I'm just getting them ready as I explain what we're going to do. Blanket as well. Now, what you're going to do with the leg position, I'll just move these so you can actually see. The soles of the feet are going to be together, the hips that are going to be opening out like this. And what you're going to do is hook the strap around the outside of the feet. Okay, so that's just to show you what we're doing, but I'm going to get into the position now so you can see it in position. So get your lower back against that bolster. You need to loosen the strap because what you're going to be doing is bringing the strap around the outside of the feet. So the soles of the feet are together. Bring the strap around them. And then you need to thread your body through that strap. So make it wide enough so that you're not straining or hurting yourself in any way. So you need to feed this over your back and then tighten it so that you feel it along the lower back. And basically the purpose of this is that it holds your feet together so that you're not engaging any muscles to keep the soles of the feet together. We really want to relax completely here. Place 2 blocks under the knees. They can either be on this setting or on the lower setting, whatever feels best, so that you're not feeling a big stretch or strain in the inner thighs. And when you're comfortable, settled, you're happy with the position of your strap, you're happy with the position of your blocks, take time to do this. There's no rush in any of this prenatal yoga. Okay, this is, I mean, we should allow ourselves this time always, but definitely during pregnancy. Just take time. Just take time. And then get your blanket ready and slowly lower yourself down onto the bolster. How nice does that feel? So if it doesn't feel nice, just adjust yourself so that you've really got the lower back supported. I've covered my feet because that can just really help with relaxation. And then rest your arms either on 2 blocks or on pillows, just on anything so that they're not kind of hanging in midair, and so that you can just relax through the shoulders as well. Because what we want to feel here is release in the legs, a really gentle opening in the inner thighs, but again, no kind of stretch or strain. We really want to have the weight taken off the pelvis from the belly so we can really feel that breath filling the abdomen, oxygenating the whole abdomen area, the pelvic area. In this pose, we're relaxing and stretching the pelvic floor as well, because while we tone it, we also need it to be supple and flexible for childbirth. And just close down the eyes. Nothing to do here, nowhere to go. All you need to do is breathe naturally. Noticing where the breath goes, noticing if there's any change in the quality of your breath from the start of the practice. And again, just imagining with every inhale that you're sending positive energy to your baby and also taking it in for yourself. And with every exhale, releasing anything you don't need right now. In this resting pose is where some of the most important stuff happens, because it's when we rest in silence that we actually allow the body and the mind and the spirit to absorb the benefits of all the movement, the physical practice, the asana that we've just done. This is where the change happens. So don't be tempted to skip this step. I mean, you can stay in this position for as long as you like. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. And this pose is one that you can do at the start of a practice, at the end. You can even just do it in isolation without all the other physical poses we've done. If you ever just need to take a moment to come to the breath, to feel present, and just to restore yourself and restore your energy. Relaxing the face, the space between the eyebrows, the jaw. Relaxing the tongue in the mouth. Stay here for as long as you like, or slowly come back to the room, bring the awareness to the body and breath, and then really, really slowly start to move out of the pose. Maybe using your hands to help bring the legs together. You might need to release them from the strap before you can do that, but again, just move really slowly. There's no hurry here at all. Turn onto one side to help yourself up, and then coming to a cross-legged position. Hands on the thighs, rolling the shoulders back, growing through the crown of the head. Bringing the hands together at heart center. Big inhale together and then exhale through the mouth. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart towards the thumbs, and together we inhale to Om. Om. Bring the thumbs to the third eye, open mind, thumbs to the lips, truthful words, thumbs to the heart, love to all. Thank you so much for practicing. See you next time.